In the corner of a quiet downtown cafe, a tired waitress kneels beside a little girl with tear-filled eyes and a broken arm. She smiles, not because she's paid to, but because she knows what it feels like to be forgotten. What she doesn't. Janice, is that just 2 tables away? The girl's billionaire father is watching every moment and silently, and within 24 hours her entire world will be rewritten. Her name was Emily Torres. 29. On paper, just another waitress in a crowded Seattle cafe, apron smudged with coffee stains, hair pulled back, and shoes 2 paychecks past. Their prime. But behind the tired eyes lived a story most never asked about. Just 3 years ago, she was a rising star in child psychology, top of her class. Sharp mind, soft heart. Professors said she had a gift. You don't just study. Children, one had told her, you understand them. And then life interrupted. First the accident, then her parents' funeral, and suddenly her little brother, Aiden, was all she had left. Asthma, anxiety, no insurance, no choice. So she dropped out, packed away her textbooks, and picked up an apron. Since then, she's worked doubles 5 days a week, closing shifts on weekends and scraping just enough to stay ahead of the next final notice. Rent is late again. Aiden's medication runs out Friday. And Emily? She hasn't slept through the night in months, but even now, when her back aches and her feet burn and the world feels one breath away from collapse, she still smiles when customers walk in. She still refills the coffee before they ask, and she still believes. That kindness counts, even if no one sees it, but tonight, someone will. It was nearly 6 p.m. and the cafe was packed. The espresso machine hissed, forks clinked, and conversations buzzed. But for Emily, it was all background noise to one thing: survival. She weaved between tables like a dancer no one clapped for, balancing orders in both hands, remembering allergies, adjusting chairs for strangers who wouldn't even meet her eyes. "Emily," barked a voice from behind. Carl, her manager, mid-50s, always red-faced, always unimpressed. He didn't ask how she was doing, he never did. "You missed a spot on table 3, he snapped. Then louder, "And you're late with Section B's drinks, again." The customers looked up, not to defend her, but to make sure their coffee wasn't delayed. Emily bit the inside of her cheek. "I'm on it," she said softly. Carl leaned closer, voice sharp. "I cut your Thursday and Friday shifts." Lindsay picked up the hours. She's quicker, smiles more. Lindsay, the 22-year-old who flirted with tips and never stayed past 9. Emily opened her mouth, then closed it. She couldn't afford to argue. The rent wasn't going to argue back. And as she walked away, clutching the order pad with white knuckles, no one noticed her shoulders sinking. No one saw the pride quietly crack, but someone was about to. Table 4 sat tucked into the far corner of the cafe, away from the chatter near the window, where the light hit just right, but no one ever looked. And there she was, a little girl, no older than 9. A strawberry blonde ponytail hung loosely down her shoulder. Her small frame barely filled the chair. A blue sling hugged her right arm, and a faded stuffed rabbit rested on her lap like a quiet protector. She wasn't crying. She wasn't talking either, just waiting, eyes fixed on the sugar packets, hands fidgeting, shoulders hunched like she was trying to make herself invisible. "Someone's kid," whispered one of the servers. "Dad said he's running late." "Not our problem." Another rolled her eyes. "I'm not dealing with that. I've got enough drama on table 7. But Emily? She didn't hesitate. "I'll take her," she said, already grabbing a fresh menu and a napkin with a bendy straw. Carl muttered something about wasting time, but she was already halfway across the floor. Emily approached slowly, gently. She crouched so she wouldn't tower. "Hey, sweetie," she said softly. "I'm Emily. I'll be your waitress today. Can I get you something to drink?" The girl looked up, just briefly. Her eyes were wide, but guarded. She whispered, "Hot chocolate, please." Emily smiled. "Coming right up. Extra marshmallows are just how I like it too." Emily doesn't look down on Sophie. Instead, she kneels to her level, meeting her eye to eye. There's no pity in her gaze, only understanding, kindness, and a silent promise. You're not alone. She orders pancakes, golden fluffy, and a steaming cup of cocoa. As the pancakes arrive, Emily carefully flips one onto Sophie's plate, shaping it into the sweetest little bunny. Sophie's eyes widen, the first spark of curiosity flickering in her gaze. Sophie's lips curve into a smile, a small, hesitant one, but it's there. For the first time in months, something light stirs inside her. Sophie giggles, a sound so rare it's almost like music. The walls she's built around herself begin to crack just a little. Emily doesn't push her to talk, doesn't force a connection. She simply lets the moment unfold. As they chat about little things, how the pancakes taste, the weather, life itself, Emily's warmth wraps around Sophie like a soft blanket. And in that small, fleeting moment, something beautiful happens. The first time Sophie has laughed in months. What Emily doesn't know is that she's not the only one paying attention. Across the room, hidden in the shadows of a nearby table, sits a man, Daniel Whitmore, Sophie's father, a man whose name carries weight, whose wealth reaches across the globe. But here in this humble diner, he is just another quiet observer. Daniel's eyes are fixed on Sophie. His heart races. The sight of her smiling, laughing. It's something he hasn't seen in over a year. No therapist, no specialist, none of them have managed to break through the walls Sophie has built around herself. But here, in the simplest moment, with pancakes and a kind gesture, Emily has done what no one else could. The shock is palpable in Daniel's eyes. Could it really be this simple? Could a stranger's kindness be the key to reaching his daughter? But Emily doesn't flinch. She doesn't shout, doesn't argue. Instead, she calmly meets his gaze, her voice unwavering. She's a person, not a problem. There's no anger in her words, only a quiet strength, a resolve that defends what she knows to be right. Sophie, sitting nearby, watches the exchange in silence. It's the first time she's seen someone stand up for her without any expectation in return. It's not about pity, it's about respect. And for the first time, Sophie feels something shift within her, a deeper trust, an unspoken connection. In that moment, Emily's quiet strength isn't just defending Sophie, it's building the bridge between them, one word at a time. Daniel. Whitmore slips out unnoticed, his presence as quiet as the night. On the table, a $200 tip rests along with a note. "Thank you for showing my daughter kindness. D.W." The words are simple, yet they carry weight. But Emily doesn't know who he is. She doesn't know the man behind the message. Later that evening, Emily walks home, the weight of the world on her shoulders. She cares for her younger brother, makes sure he's fed and settled. But as she sits down, she's faced with overdue bills. Piles of them, reminders of a life that never seems to get easier. She opens them one by one, her heart sinking with every letter. The tip, the note. It feels distant, like a small ray of light in an overwhelming storm. She feels defeated. The quiet of the morning is broken by a soft knock on Emily's door. She opens it, expecting nothing more than another routine day. But standing before her is a man in a crisp, dark suit, his posture rigid and professional. His presence is a stark contrast to the simple, modest world she's built for herself. "Good morning. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Whitmore. He would like to speak with you." The words hang in the air like an unanswered question. Emily blinks, her mind racing to piece it together. Mr. Whitmore? She knows that name, but how could he, why would he, want to speak with her? She looks the man over, trying to read him, trying to make sense of this unexpected turn. Emily stands there for a moment, uncertainty clouding her thoughts. She's not sure what to make of this. Who Mr. Whitmore is, why he would send someone like this to her. Her mind flickers to the moment in the diner, to the tip, the note. Could it be him? Could this be some kind of mistake? The man doesn't seem in any rush, just waiting patiently, his hands clasped in front of him. There's no urgency in his expression, But something in the way he's standing, in the way he carries himself, tells her that this is serious. Emily feels a knot form in her stomach, a mix of curiosity and unease. She's not used to being at the center of someone else's attention like this, especially not someone like Mr. Whitmore. But she's also not the type to back down from a challenge. After a brief pause, she steps aside, her voice steady despite the unease curling inside her. "All right, I'll go with you." She steps outside, the cool air hitting her skin like a reminder that the world around her is far bigger than she often feels. She locks the door behind her, her thoughts swirling. What could this meeting be about? Why now? And why her? With every step, Emily's heart beats a little faster. Whatever is waiting for her, she knows it's a moment she can't turn away from. The invitation, the message, it's more than just a chance meeting. It's the beginning of something bigger. And for the first time in a long while, Emily feels the stirring of hope. She doesn't know what this man wants, but something inside her tells her it's a moment she must face. Daniel Whitmore's gaze is steady as he speaks, his voice softer, now revealing a side of him that Emily hadn't expected. Sophie's father isn't just a billionaire, he's a man burdened by the weight of his daughter's pain. He shares Sophie's history, how she's been withdrawn, struggling emotionally since the loss of her mother, how therapists failed to reach her, how she's lived in the shadows of her own grief. She's lost, Emily. I don't know how to reach her, but I think you might be able to. Daniel pauses, his hands folded on the desk as he leans forward. He's not just offering Emily gratitude for the kindness she's shown Sophie, he's offering her something that could change her life, something that could help her too. "I want to offer you 3 choices, Emily, life-changing opportunities." His words hang in the air, heavy with promise. 1. A cafe manager position, triple the pay you're making now. 2. A lead role in a child wellness initiative, working alongside experts to change lives. 3. A full scholarship to finish your degree, a chance to change your future. The options are tempting, but Emily knows it's not just about the money or the title. It's about the opportunity to finally break free from the struggles that have held her back. And deep down, she knows her choice will define the rest of her life. Emily looks at Daniel, the offer so tempting, so close within reach. Triple pay, a prestigious position, a chance to make a difference in a child's life. But something inside her holds her back. The money, the title, they matter, yes, but they're not the reason she's here. Her eyes focus, a sense of clarity washing over her. She's been struggling for so long, paying bills, caring for her brother, but none of that defines her. What defines her is her desire to help others, to give back in a way that truly matters. She doesn't need to be in charge of a cafe or leading a wellness initiative to make a difference. She needs the knowledge, the skills, the degree that will allow her to change lives in the most meaningful way possible. "I want to go back to school. I believe I can help more kids like Sophie, and if I have the education to do that, I'll be able to reach even more. I can't ignore that." It's not pity, it's purpose. Emily's decision isn't born out of guilt or desperation. It's born from a belief that her true calling lies in helping those who need it most. Daniel listens, and for the first time, a sense of admiration crosses his face. He sees something in her that he hadn't expected: strength, vision, and a heart full of compassion. "You're making the right choice, Emily. I'll support you fully, every step of the way." A year has passed. The world around Emily has changed in ways she never could have imagined. She's no longer just a waitress struggling to make ends meet. She's the program director at the Sophie Whitmore Center for Child Resilience, a place where children find hope, healing, and a chance to rebuild their futures. Sophie, the young girl who once hid behind her grief, now draws and writes again. Her art, her words, they tell stories of hope and healing, stories of a life reclaimed, one piece at a time. The center has become a sanctuary, not just for children, but for Emily too. In the lobby there's a mural, a beautiful, vibrant piece of art depicting a rabbit and a waitress. It's the moment that changed both their lives, the simple, unspoken kindness that started it all. It's a reminder of how small acts of compassion can create ripples, ripples that turn into waves of transformation. Emily never expected this. She never imagined that a single moment could lead her to this new life, where she makes a difference every day. But here she is, surrounded by children, surrounded by change, and she knows this is just the beginning.